Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Laura. This is my husband, Mark.
Hello.
And today we are going to do a quarantine tag. We got tagged to do this video by Julie and Steve from Us Normally. I'll leave their channel down below so you can go check them out. Thank you, Julie and Steve, for tagging us in this. And we'll go ahead and get started with the first question.
All right, so the first question is, how has work changed for you? For me, I do logistic delivery type work, so we were still considered essential. They basically made it to where we were not entering anybody's home, so it was just threshold delivery. We also usually do installation work with a lot of that stuff, and everything that was in the house we were not able to do, but we were still able to drop the things off. I actually hurt myself 3 weeks ago.
Has nothing to do with the quarantine.
It didn't do with the quarantine, but it pretty much kept me quarantined anyway because I tore my hamstring or pulled it really bad to where I could barely move for about 2 or 3 weeks. And then just now starting to get where I can move around.
Yeah, work has changed for you a lot lately, but it's really not as much to do with the quarantine as it is to do with you hurting yourself.
Yeah.
Playing tag with the kids.
It's dangerous. Don't try it at home.
Tripped over his own daughter.
She took me out.
She took him out. Taken out by a 5-year-old. I'm still working. I'm able to work at home, but I've always worked at home anyway.
Next question is, how has home life changed for you?
All 5 of the kids are not able to go to school. Our youngest daughter, her daycare ended up closing about a week after the schools had closed. So she's not going to daycare anymore. So really with him being hurt, he's been staying home with the kids so that I can kind of work most of the time, but I've been taking off like half a days when the boys are here so that I can kind of help out with the schoolwork, and so it's not like so overwhelming with him trying to get his girls to do their schoolwork and then, you know, the boys do their schoolwork and then our 3-year-old. So it's been a lot with all 5 of the kids here. The kids are together a lot more often and we're all home. So it's been interesting, but they've been doing pretty good, I think. What do you think?
I think they're doing pretty good. It helps in our situation compared to a lot of people having that many kids in the house because we have as much area outside as they possibly could want to go on top of not just being stuck in the house all the time.
Yeah.
If that was the case, we probably would both be sitting here bald right now.
Yeah, it's like they all get like so excited and like their energy just like bundles up when all of them are together. I don't know what it is about that, but it's like they feed off of each other's energy maybe. I have no idea, but it's like they all get like these bursts of energy where they just want to run through the home. So yeah, it's good that we have plenty of space for them to go outside. So I'm thankful for that. We've been taking like walks down to the creek a lot more often. So yeah.
Yeah, keeping them busy outside has been a saving grace. Do you know anyone who has tested positive for COVID-19?
Do you?
I mean, other than just people you hear about, I don't know anybody like personally
No.
that has been tested positive. I've talked to people like with my work, because like where I get a lot of my orders, one of the guys has, but he, like I said, he was in New York up there where obviously it was worse than anywhere else. So, but yeah, other than that, like just like local people or anybody like around here, like personal family members, luckily, no, I don't really know of anybody.
The only people that I know of personally are, there's a lady that I used to take care of both of her babies back when I worked in childcare, and then a girl that I went to high school with, she has it too. She has it now, so she's having to be like isolated in her home from her husband and both of her kids, so she's kind of stuck, I think, in a bedroom is what she said on her Facebook. So other than that, those are the only people that I know personally that have had it.
Question number 4, what's your toilet paper situation?
We have a lot of toilet paper right now, don't we? We're pretty good. You found some the other day.
We've been, I guess, lucky compared to a lot of people. The funny thing was, like, I shop at Sam's anyway, so I buy everything in bulk. That's one of the people I do work for. I deliver their stuff. Typically, we'll have, like, one of those big jumbo things anyway, like in their closet. Mm-hmm. Well, this was the one time, right when this happened, that we actually were just about out. And I went to get it, and that's right when this all started, so they didn't have it. Yeah. So at first it was kind of like, okay, this is more like a joke, but the local grocery stores here in town had it, so I bought just like a regular pack from them, you know, took what we needed, not more than we needed. and just had that. Well, then as everybody started freaking out, I guess more and more, and got to be more of an issue, then it seemed like it was harder to find.
But my mom was able to, because she went to the grocery store during like their senior hour, and so she got like a pack of 30, knowing that we were probably going to need some. I think we should be okay with the toilet paper.
That
And we
seems
got
like-
baby wipes, the worst case scenario. We got plenty of paper towels. We got some backups, I guess, if we really had to go that route. But
And the
I
leaves
think
on the trees are really coming in nice
I'm
too.
not using leaves. Next question.
Next question. I mean, you need to try a leaf sometime.
No, never.
What are the grocery stores like?
The grocery stores.
The grocery stores, honey.
I went to a grocery store once. Why are you looking at me like that? I went.
She did go to the grocery store the day because I couldn't hardly walk.
Yeah,
so.
when he was hurt. Usually he's the one that goes to the grocery stores, but I went to just like a really small local grocery store. I'm trying to avoid like Walmart or like the bigger grocery stores, so I prefer to go to the little grocery store here in town, wore my mask, wore my gloves, and they had everything that we needed there, except they were low on milk. They were completely out of coffee filters, and ramen noodles. They were completely out of ramen noodles too, but I mean, that wasn't a big deal. We can make do with other stuff, but it's just something that kids like. That's an easy meal that whenever I am working and my boys are here, my 13-year-old can make that on his own.
You could definitely see it in the grocery stores, like their stock on their shelves. You could see bare shelves and stuff like that where you never would see it before.
Yeah.
So it definitely changed, but we didn't really have.
We're not like hurting for anything.
No, and then, well, once again, with living on the farm, we have a chest freezer full of meat, and I just happened to have a beef that came back like getting processed right when this all started. So that came back like the week that everything kind of really kicked in. We got that all back. So I mean,
We got chickens and cows, so
we could live for a long time just on
could
what
live
we
off
got.
of meat, I guess. And you're wanting to start a garden, apparently, so.
I am starting a garden, not wanting to.
Okay.
You're gonna help me. We're gonna get that on video. Her working in the garden.
We'll see how that goes.
All right, next question. What is your city like?
We're a small town in rural Missouri, so I don't know. I don't think
It's
it's
a lot less.
changed a whole lot, has it?
The biggest thing I'd say has changed. I mean, when you go to town, and just like the traffic is a lot less. You don't see people in town. You don't see people out. You see people out walking their dogs or running or jogging or doing stuff like that. But you don't see people at the parks, obviously, and that kind of stuff. And the schools obviously are all closed, and a lot of businesses they change the hours where they're not open till 7, 8, or 10 o'clock. They all close at 6.
We can't go karaoke at Elmer's.
Yeah, that's been a real
That's been a
sad
challenge.
situation.
And I can't get my nails done. My poor little nail shop people. I miss them. And my nails miss them too. That's terrible.
Oh, mercy.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's less traffic, less people out for sure, but I don't think
Fountain sodas.
Oh yeah, no fountain sodas.
Unless you go to the fast food
These
place.
are all like the pettiest complaints.
Nothing major, no. I think once again, the more populated the area is, obviously the worse it is because you got more people. I mean, that's totally what this virus is. So
Yeah.
living in more of a rural area, it's obviously common sense. The more rural area you're in, the less people around, the better off you are with this particular situation. All right, number 7. If you have kids, we have kids. What is the situation like? We kind of touched on that earlier.
They're at home and we're doing the homeschooling thing. My boys, their school district is different than the girls, and they go to a private school. So the kids' amount of schoolwork has been very, very different. Like the girls have a full like paper packet, and for the boys it's just like logging into Google Classroom, and there might be like a little 10-minute assignment here and there, but it really hasn't been much that's been assigned. My 13-year-old I think is getting some more stuff assigned now that they realize that schools are closed for the rest of the year. For my 7-year-old, he is only getting like maybe some math worksheets and then like read every day, but they're saying like the maximum that they want him to do really is like an hour worth of schoolwork a day is what they have said, and that's from the Department of Education in our state. So that's what they're recommending for his grade level. But I've been giving him more than that, but it's like fun stuff. So I'm trying to make it fun, and it's like I go off of the theme of the day and just trying to make fun little like learning activities. But he really enjoys that stuff. Ben really likes to learn, so he's been enjoying that. I think your daughters have been struggling a little bit sometimes with their schoolwork.
It's not been an overwhelming amount. It's just the fact of them having to do the work while they're at home. I think a lot of kids kicked into the point where they're on summer vacation a little bit because the first couple weeks they didn't have anything. So there's been a couple issues here and there. It's not been horrible, but like I said, I think a lot of it, once again, that helped on that is the fact that I was not able to work. And even if I was, I kind of talked to my work that I was going to only work certain days, because with them having to do as much learning from home, I was going to take off a couple days a week just to kind of help them with that. So
yeah.
But other than that, with the kids being here, the only thing else I could say is what we talked about earlier with having the outside time and coming up with fun activities and projects for them to do. We've come up with a lot of little things, either I or she has, that kind of kept their interest and stuff that they, liked and enjoyed doing, which that helps out a lot too.
And then with the 3-year-old, I've been having her do the same thing that I do with my son, is doing like a theme day. So she'll have like one theme that she's learning about, like bears or some other themes that they've done recently.
We did recycling the other day, learned about trash and recycling, and then the other day we did the chicken, like we learned about chickens and chicken eggs and different things like that, which we have chickens, so she was able to go out and get the eggs and things like that. All right, so question number 8, what are some of the negative things that have come out of this?
I mean,
karaoke is your number 1.
Karaoke, my nails.
We really have been
no
lucky.
fountain sodas.
We've not had anything really horrible on our end.
Nothing for us. Like, okay, I mean, you could take this 2 ways. Us personally, it's like all really like petty, minor stuff in the grand scheme of things. Like I think having to cancel our trip or postpone our trip to Colorado.
Kayla's birthday party, that was kind of a bummer for her. Different things. Figured out ways to not being able to celebrate Easter with our family and go to church and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, compared to
those are such minor complaints.
What a lot of people have to deal with, we've been very lucky. This one is the exact opposite of this. What are some of the positive things that have come out of this? I would say positive thing. I listen to a lot of ESPN radio, and one of the Blues announcers, he said, consider this like extra time you found with your family that you would not have normally had. Having the extra time with the family, getting to spend the extra time with your kids. That's probably the biggest positive, I think, out of anything. There's not really a whole lot of other positive in it other than that. In my personal opinion, there's not.
No, there's not. I mean, that's it for me. Like, just being able to spend more time with you and with the kids. And I think the kids that's the most positive thing. I think the kids are like living their best lives right now. I think they're fully enjoying this. I mean, my son likes going to school, but he also said, even as much as he likes going to school, he also said that he's happy to stay home.
I think a lot of it too, once again, on our end, it helps the fact that we do have as many kids as we have. So it's like they're getting, like Lexi's here by herself today because the other ones are at their other parents. If she was here by herself all the time, I think them having each other to play with, that's where I guess having a bigger family like this helps out too. So they do have other people to play with. So if one of them gets on the nerves, they can go play with another sibling or something like that, because there's always that kind of stuff. And
going on our family walks down to the creek, that's something that I posted on Instagram that I think that is going to be like a thing that they'll remember out of all this, because we've been doing it so often. So hopefully that'll be like a permanent childhood memory that they can take from this, is going on all those little walks down to the creek and playing together. Even Joey goes with us because I force him to.
How has your neighborhood changed? I don't know. The cows don't seem to bother it much. The chickens are fine.
Cows are good. Chickens are normal.
Dogs and the cats, they still mob you when you go out the door.
We don't.
My dad has not been around. He's pretty much our only neighbor.
Yeah, we don't have a neighborhood. We have a half-mile gravel road to get to our house, and we're at the very, very end of it. So the only house that we can see really we can't see any house from our front yard, but if you go down the road just a little ways, then you can see his dad's house is the next house that you come to. I've heard of like a lot of, the other, like us normally, like when Julia and Steve did this, like they live in a neighborhood and, seeing a lot more people outside all the time and going for walks and people putting things like on their windows. I've seen people like drawing stuff like on their sidewalk in front of their house, so when people walk by they see nice like positive, you know, kind messages and things like that. I think that's really neat. But
Well, one of the neat things
we don't have that in our neighborhood because we don't really have a neighborhood.
Before I hurt myself and I was still working, going out and doing stuff, one of the neat things I seen in a little town in Eureka, somebody went out to like Dollar Tree or something like that and just bought a whole bunch of smiley face balloons. I don't know, they must have bought like, I don't know, 50 of them or something. I have no idea how many exactly, I didn't count them, but up and down the street, all the way around that neighborhood, they went around, they tied one on everybody's mailbox just to, you know, I guess to kind of help spread cheer and, you know, just be something positive, I guess, to see.
Those are the things I like seeing on Facebook.
Things like that you...
Those
you
are
know,
nice. And that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to go ahead and tag a few people to do this video with us. I'm going to tag one of my new subscribers and friends, Mandy Jo. She's a very small channel just starting out. And I'm also going to tag K&A Crew Family Vlogs and Wannabe Balanced Mom. I don't think I've tagged either of them. Feel free to join us. I'll link all of their channels down below. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you again next time. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.